Welcome to day 2 of the 5-day challenge. I'm going to get started. I always like to start seated. Find length in the spine. Finding first if you're too forward or back. Finding that good chin placement where you're not stressing the neck. And the neck can be nicely stacked over the shoulders. Start to engage through the belly as we have 3 deep inhales here to bring us present to our surroundings, to bring us present to this moment, so we can have a little bit of self-care and shut out the world for this next time on the mat. Breathe all the way to the belly, let go of all the anxiousness in the belly, dropping the shoulders. How many times do you let that belly just hang loose sometimes? I'm giving you permission. Let it all go. Perfect. We're going to work more with the legs than we did on day 1. Focusing more on the legs. First, giving a little bit of stretch to the arms. Let's inhale, bringing the arms to shoulder height. Spread out in a very wide hug. That hug that the world needs right now. Stretch it all out. Stretch out the fingers, palms facing forward. Notice if you're puffing up the chest, start to engage that rib cage, tuck it under. Engage the abdominals. They're there, I swear. Inhale, exhale. And let's wrap ourselves in the hug that we need. Right over left, holding onto opposite shoulders. Draw those elbows up to shoulder height. And breathe. Perfect. Open it up again in the world hug. And close the opposite arm over top, left over right. Elbows stacked, holding onto those shoulders. Inhale, exhale, let it all go. Perfect. Open up again in that wide hug, and then settle those arms back down. Fingertips coming right beside you, and bring the right ear to the right shoulder. You can walk out the left arm a little bit. Bring that chin back to center, switching. The right arm comes all the way out, the fingertips, and left ear to left shoulder. Perfect. Let's bring it back to center. Bring both fingertips nice and close to the body. Long through the spine, bring the chin into the chest if you can. To wherever's comfortable, don't bring the shoulders with it. Stay active through the core. Bring the chin back to center, and then all the way back if you can. Bring that chin up, looking towards the beautiful sky. If it's not there, we can always imagine. We have that memory. Bring it all the way back to center. And we're going to start moving through the legs. If you have cushioning like I do to be started, you can remove that cushioning. We're going to bring the legs into butterfly legs. So bring the soles of the feet together. Now, if your knees are up by your ears, you can walk the feet out a little bit and dropping the knees where you can. Also noticing if you've let go of any engagement through the core, including the glutes, those knees might be up in center because you've lost some of that engagement through the glutes. Holding on to the ankles or the front of the legs if you can, shoulders back. And breathe. Now you can stay here, or you can hinge forward from the hips. Bring one elbow in front and then the other elbow in front if you can. Find length through the spine. Staying lifted and breathing from the core of the top of the head all the way down this straight, beautiful line through the spine, all the way through to the sit bones, and breathe. One more breath here. Perfect. We're going to inhale all the way back up, shoulders back. We're going to stretch out the left leg. I'm just turning to the side so you can see me. Stretch out the left leg. Move out the extra natural cushioning. Bring that left foot into the thigh. Allow that right knee to relax down. Just honor whatever this looks like. We all look different. That is the beauty of it. Find the nice tall spine. And we're going to relax down, forward hinging from the hips again over that straight leg. You can bring the fingertips to the mat. You can look down towards the leg. One more breath. Some might be able to hold onto the calf, the ankle, or even the back of the foot. Lengthening. If it feels too much pressure, you tend to lock that knee. I would suggest holding a little bit more up the leg. Perfect. Start to walk those hands back, coming up nice and tall. And we're just going to add a little bit of a twist here. You can place that right foot over the left foot at the calf or at the thigh, whichever feels better. So you can bring that knee up. Hips are square. Spine is nicely aligned, and hold for a moment. Bottom leg is active still, so you haven't let go of that leg. Toes are pointed up. Don't lock the knee. And when you're ready, right hand behind, holding onto that leg, looking towards that shoulder if you can. Nice and tall through the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Perfect. Coming all the way back to center, all the way back to center. And let's release that right leg nice and straight. Find the nice sit bones, nice and tall. Activate that right leg, pulling that left leg in to the inside of that thigh. Nice and tall. And then again, hinging from the hips over that straight right leg. Fingertips coming on either side. You can hold onto the calf, the ankle, or even behind that foot. Honoring what you need today and what feels good today. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen all the way up. We're going to bring that left leg to cross, placing that foot down on the other side of the calf or the thigh. The bottom leg stays active. You're up on your sit bones still, holding on. Bringing that left arm behind this time. And twisting, being nice and straight though. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist from the hips, not just from the shoulders or the neck. Your energy will go where your gaze goes. So if you're looking down, you might not be as straight through the spine. So looking towards shoulder height and being nice and tall. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Perfect. Bring it all the way back to center, all the way back to center. And stretch out the left leg and give them a nice little pat. We're going to move those legs behind us, coming into the beautiful tabletop. Stable table. So wrists are aligned with shoulders, fingers are spread apart, knees are aligned with the hips. Engage through the center, pushing through those shoulder blades. Engage. Feel how steady that table feels. Unless you let it all engage, you have a little bit of an arch through the shoulders. That does not feel engaged. Push up. We're going to be coming straight into our first downward facing dog today. Stretching out the legs. The first one always looks different from the last. First, we're going to move through some cat-cows first. Lift the chin as you tilt the pelvis to bring the belly down. Bring the chin up to cow. And then bring that chin in. Bring the pelvis in, rounding the back to cat. One more time with intention, mindful of your neck. Bringing it forward, the chin, tilting the pelvis, and then bring it in. Perfect. Bring it back to the stable table. Push through the shoulders, align through the wrists and shoulders. Start to tuck in the toes if you're coming into downward facing dog with me today. Making sure you push back so you get right onto the balls of the feet. Remember, we're bringing our weight back. If you need to bring your hands into fists for downward facing dogs or come onto your forearms, you can do that. Or you can stay in this position of leaning back into the sit bones. When you're ready, you're going to come forward, lift the knees off of the mat, engaging through the abdominals, and then lifting back, walking the feet in if you need to, pushing into those heels, downward facing dog, and breathe. 2 breaths. Perfect. Looking forward, stepping the right knee, first bringing it into the chest, and then stepping it between the hands. We're going to turn that foot, the back foot, so the toes are pointed out, the heels are aligned, and that front knee doesn't come over the toes. Bring the hands forward and then come all the way up. Warrior 1. May need to create a little more space in between. That's okay. Spread the toes. Try to bring the hips forward with the shoulders, not turning up that knee. Push into the foot. Breathe. When you're ready, we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. We're going to bring that heel in a little bit more, turning the toes out. Open up the thighs, open up the arms. Warrior 2. Bring that front arm all the way up, back arm coming down the leg, exalted. Breathe, bring the energy up, just don't dump into the side. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Coming all the way up, warrior 2. And let's cartwheel those arms forward, turning that back foot to be a high lunge. And then let's step it forward, forward fold, let it all go. Ragdoll here. Shake out the neck, yes. Shake it out, no. Push into the feet, spread the toes, and start to roll up the back with intention, engaging through the legs as we come up, pushing into the mat. Engage the glutes, bringing the hips into alignment. Bring the shoulders back. Palms facing forward, mountain pose. Engage through the core. One more breath. Making sure you feel all the corners of the feet engaged into the mat. And then inhale those arms all the way up, greeting the beautiful sun. Even if it's behind the clouds or gone to sleep. Exhale, forward fold. Perfect. Bring those hands beside the feet. Some may be able to touch those hands down beside the feet. Looking forward, stretching through the spine. Looking forward and down. Feel that nice stretch in the back of the legs. We're going to go through one chaturanga. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step back into high plank or onto the knees, placing down the hands. Shoulders stay in alignment with the wrists. Engage through the core. Don't let those hips come down. Bring your intention upwards, energy upwards. We're going to lower down to a low plank, or you're going to go knees, hips, belly. Bring those elbows in if you're lowering down. Pushing forward, opening the chest, Care Bear stare. You can bring the tops of the feet to the mat. Breathe, 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 or all the legs to the mat. Tuck in the toes, lift the hips, coming into downward facing dog. Walk in the feet, breathe. 2 more breaths here. Then bringing that left knee into the chest, and then place it down between the hands. Sometimes smooth, sometimes not. That's okay. So spread the toes, align that knee to the ankle. Breathe here. Turning that back foot so that heels align. Toes are pointed out. Bring the hands forward and come all the way up. Warrior one. Try to square the hips. Spread the toes. Lower down a little bit more. Nice and tall through the chest. We're not puffing up. Try to keep it engaged. Protecting that back. Engage the glutes. Engage the shoulder blades. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Open up the arms. Change that back foot. Toes are coming out more, heels aligned. Open up the thighs, mimic the arms. Powerful warrior fingers. Bring that front arm up. Lower back arm, lower. Bring the energy up, exalt. These are all warriors. Proud warriors. Perfect. Bring it all the way back to warrior two. Cartwheel those arms down. Turning that back foot. Stepping it forward. Forward fold, let it all go. Perfect. This time we're gonna come up with a nice long spine. Remember not to lock the knees. If you need to bend the knees, you can do that so you can push into the feet a little bit more. Activate through the legs when you're ready. Inhaling those arms all the way up. All the way up. And as you get up here nice and tall, drop the shoulders. See if you can bring the palms of the hands together overhead, looking at those fingertips. Slight back bend here. Engage through the abdominals. Glutes are engaged. Everything is engaged. Perfect swan dive all the way back down with intention. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing those hands beside you, pushing into the legs, looking forward. Length through the spine, through the shoulders. Perfect. And we are just going to lower down, bending through the knees. Bring the chest to the thighs. Push weight into those heels. See if you can lift up the toes. Looking forward, bring those hands into prayer and just hold. A somewhat modified chair here. Perfect. Lift the hips, forward fold. Perfect. We're going to step it back into a high plank. Placing the hands, wrists aligned to shoulders, lifting through the core. And this time, dropping the knees right back into tabletop, our stable table. One more breath here. Perfect. Toes touching, knees out. Come into your child's pose. Tuck in the belly. Bring the hips all the way back to the heels if you can. Lowering down, forehead to mat, or to fists, or to hands. Two breaths here. One more breath. Come up to your hands. Back to tabletop. And let's just come over to one side. Bring those legs all the way in front. Perfect. We're going to rock it back today with intention, with mindfulness, making sure you're not letting the neck strain. So be proud through those shoulders, engage through the shoulders, through the chest. Everything's always with engagement and focus and mindfulness through the entire body. Shavasana is where you can let go. So let's bring up one leg. Let's bring up the other leg. And just see if you can mindfully lower back and come back up to those sit bones. One more time, let it go. Coming all the way back up to those sit bones. One more time for fun. And then lower down the feet, and then just relax all the way back down. Palms facing up, relax the shoulders. Maybe slide those feet closer in so you can tilt that pelvis, stretching out that back. And then bring one knee into the chest, bring the other knee into the chest and hold. Separate the legs, bring the knees towards the armpits. And just hold here. Maybe flex the feet, increasing that stretch. One more breath here. Bring those legs together. And we're going to get right into our Shavasana. I want you to notice first as we bring down the feet, anything else you need to relax the body. Maybe side to side motions, a little windshield wiper action through the hips. Maybe it's just shaking it all out. When you notice when you start to relax the legs, the feet flopping open, the palms coming up, is there any anxiousness left? Does it require any wiggling? Does it require to tighten the hands or the feet, tighten the glutes and let it all go? Do anything you need to surrender to this mat. Maybe bringing one ear over to the shoulder again, and then all the way over to the other side. Is it bringing something underneath the head or underneath the knees? What do you need at this moment so that you can surrender? Is it just bringing intention into your breath, awareness? Count out those breaths. Inhale 5 and hold. Exhale fully, bringing tension to the navel as it rises and falls with the inhale and exhale. So you can keep your mind here, your awareness of letting go so that we can restore, rebalance. And the next inhale, I want you to start to curl your fingers in to a gentle fist, a peaceful fist. And then start to curl the toes together, tightening the toes. And then tightening the glutes as we inhale, lengthen the arms. Everything's nice and tight. And then exhale, let it go. And tighten all of the fists as well. This time we're going to do it all together in one. Inhale, curling all the fingers, tightening all the glutes, the legs, the toes, lengthening the arms. Maybe the shoulders are engaged. Inhale, inhale, exhale, let go. Really give a deep exhale through the mouth, an exaggerated exhale. And that H-A-H sound and that one more time. Inhale deeply. Exhale, let it go. Perfect. Slide. Activate the legs. Bring the toes pointed up towards the heavens. Slide one leg. Slide the other leg. Tilt the pelvis. Bring it all over to one side. Fetal position. Hand under head. Supportive. And staying in this moment, see if you can keep your eyes closed, trusting that you can come into a sit bone. Bring true awareness around you. You'll feel the objects. You will feel things close to you. You can feel the mat below you. Find your sit bones. Bring the extra cushioning out of the way. Find a comfortable seated position, hands to lap. Find length through the spine as we have our final breath all together, giving thanks for the energy, for the time we took for ourselves today on the mat. Inhale all the way up. Bring it in through center, resting on the mind, resting through to the heart. Namaste.
Hi, Elizabeth of Life Food Yoga here. If you like that video, I want to gift you with a free 1-hour beginner flow class. This flow will help you have better movement for the entire day and set you up for a great mindset to take on that day. So click on the link below. It'll take you to a page, enter your name and email, and you'll get access right away. Also, I'm going to continue to create content for you. So hit subscribe so you don't miss out. And let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, shorter or longer videos. Finally, give it a like, and I hope that you take on this day living life to the fullest.